Dry Ruins is one of the hardest Nintendo courses to play well, due to the abundant amount of sand, bumpy terrain, and more than anything, the sheer amount of shortcuts. Today we turn our attention to the infamous wall glitch. This course has a section inside the temple where there are two half-pipes, with sand covering the bottom. I believe Nintendo intended for us to go up the first half-pipe, then using the boost cross the sand up to the second half-pipe. The players quickly realized that it was possible to bypass the second half-pipe by slightly grazing the sand, and eventually perfected it by sticking to the wall. So let's break it down. First, get a mini turbo from the turn prior. This is important because normally you don't get enough speed to send you high enough to hit the wall. The result is you end up clipping the sand below, which isn't a bad thing. Doing the sand wall cut is a viable intermediate strategy. It's just not quite what we're aiming to do. After the mini turbo, aim for the third white zipper. This is a nice starting anchor point to help make the trick more consistent, but it really isn't critical if you're slightly off, as long as your trajectory is aimed for this first block. Now this particular spot is the only place where the stick is consistent. It's about 3/4 of a block high, right above the sand. But you may also notice that sometimes you get the wall glitch about 2-ish blocks high. I believe this is due to uneven wall collision. Either way, the spot higher up is much smaller and way more inconsistent to get, hence why we aim for the lower part right above the sand. One thing you should also keep in mind when doing the wall glitch is sideways tricks can mess up alignment slightly, so it's pretty important to do either down or up tricks. For a little bit of troubleshooting, you may find that the trick is quite inconsistent. This is most likely due to you still being too high. Technically you could get lucky and clip higher up, but it's risky. The optimal part is to be comfortably inside the block, not barely touching the edge. Another reason why you may be failing wall glitch is because you're wheeling. Be sure not to wheelie when attempting the wall glitch. It messes up your bike's angle relative to the wall, preventing it from sticking sometimes. Now karts/outside drifting bikes do the sand cut instead of a full wall glitch. First you drift right, just like a bike would, but then you drift left for a short period of time, aim for between the third and fourth white arrow on the zipper, and this should align you to hit the sand instead of the wall. When I asked my friend Avery why karters don't go for wall glitch, he said, "Outward drifters are punished severely if they fail it. That's why most people opt for the sand drift instead." So technically, karts can do wall glitch. It's just not practical. Before I end, I want to clarify, most of the time when I say karts, I generally include outside drifting bikes as well. And when I say bikes, I'm normally referring to inside drifting bikes. It's confusing as there are effectively 3 different types, but outside drifting bikes share a lot more in common with karts. Anyway, have fun and happy racing.